Hello, water signs. My fellow Scorpios and Pisces and Cancer. Hi, welcome. I'm Jess. Welcome over here to my chaotic little corner of the internet. I am doing some collective readings tonight. These are for the new moon. Almost said the wrong one. For the new moon in Gemini. But whenever this finds you, it's timeless. So if you feel like this message resonates, then it is for you. I always recommend for you to take a couple of deep breaths, to center yourself, ground yourself, check in with whatever your inner guidance is, and ask if you're meant to listen to this. And if it feels like a yes, have a listen. This is for water signs, again, Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces, and this is for your sun, your rising, your moon, your north node. You can check your Venus if you want to check about your love placements. Whatever floats your boat, go for it. Even Gemini. Just double checking. Listen, folks, the sun and the moon and Mercury are all in Gemini, so that is a lot. It's a lot of Mercury energy. There's a lot of lots of like strong communication, lots of like psychic downloads have just been like super fast. So there's just a lot of expansive, big mind, big talk energy. So yeah, let's dive in and see like what the specific guidance for water signs is for this transit. All right, for you, us, I'm using the Tattoo Tarot today. That's what the back of the cards look like. And our reading is really interesting. So, first we have the moon, the Knight of Swords, the King of Wands, and the Strength card. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have Two of Cups. Okay, water signs. So, you are being invited by the universe right now to welcome in and focus on balance. There is so much in this reading that indicates how balance is the focal point here. So, first thing, we have 2 major arcana cards and 2 minor arcana cards. Then we've got and not just any 2 minors, they're both court cards. So like 2 majors and 2 court cards. The way that the spread is even balanced. So we've got the majors on the outside and the minors, the court cards, on the inside. Then as the shadow card, you've got the Two of Cups, which is a card all about balance, especially balancing our emotional selves, our emotional connections. I mean, our emotional selves and our connections. So, I feel like there was one more about the balance. I know what to say too. What was it? Oh, yeah. Okay, so no, that's the balance stuff. I think what's really interesting about this spread is, again, with the majors on the outside, minors on the inside. So in a reading, if the majority of the cards are from the major arcana, then this indicates a time in like whatever this situation is that it's really not within your control, the circumstances. So this is a time when there's like things that are like fated or destined, or a time that we're really meant to focus on like big picture, maybe spiritual lessons. And so the guidance in those kinds of readings is usually about how you can flow best with the energies, how you can work best with what's happening. Conversely, if the majority of the cards are from the minor arcana, then instead it indicates a time in this situation in your life that is actually really within your power to affect an outcome. So it's really all about like what actions you take or don't take that will really have influence on what the outcome of that situation could be. And here you have 2 and 2, so it's really showing here that there are some things that are within our grasp, and there are some things that we just kind of have to go with the flow on. There's some things we just have to trust. So on the great side of things, I mean, there's not a single, there's no bad cards. I'm not even like, they're full stop, there's no bad cards. There are cards that are like more welcome to see for sure, but there's not even any like that are nerve-wracking at all in this spread. So first we have the moon again, and then on the bookend part of that, on the opposite side, we have the strength card. So these are big picture. These are the things for you to keep in mind right now. That it's important for you to lead with your intuition, that it's important for you to check in with that. The moon represents our intuition, and it's also our inner world. It's about our emotions, and it can represent, and in this case really is coming through strongly, about like connecting with the shadow side, with our shadow side, and digging into that and doing that work and excavating. And so that is kind of like the big overall thing that's happening. The big picture is like you're still working through some shit. You're really like, they just keep saying excavating, which I think is a great word. It's like really like digging through some wounds and getting that stuff out of there to make room for this new chapter that you're inviting in, that you're ready to embrace. So there's some like trauma and wounds that need healing, and you have done like so much of that work already, and really like genuinely deserve to take a beat, take a breath, be acknowledged, applaud yourself. Good job. And now it's the reset, because now we keep going. There's still so much more. And for some of you, for some of us, there is a lot more hurt that needs to be healed. Even though you have healed a tremendous amount already, you know, some of us carry a lot of heaviness that needs to be released, and you deserve to no longer feel that heaviness. You deserve to work through it and release that so that you can welcome in all this beautiful new stuff that is percolating for you. And so the moon and the strength card are just saying like, hey, keep doing what you're doing. Also remind yourself that you got this, that you are strong enough to get through anything that comes at you, and also you are strong enough to revisit all of the things that have come before to be able to heal them in a way that is more effective. Yeah. The effective, checking on that word there for a second. Okay, so those are the big picture parts of it. It's like, you got it, trust your intuition, keep doing the inner shadow healing work, the getting rid of the muck. Like, that's really important. Now, as far as for like what day-to-day actions can you take, what little things can you focus on to help move this all along in the best way? So, Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is a card that indicates a time when you are on the brink of a big change. Big change is coming is what this card is saying. So knights bring messages, and they're messengers, and the Knight of Swords is talking about a big change and is asking you and inviting you to look for, to listen for, to be aware of, to be feeling for inspiration and inspired action. You know, that is going to, that's a tangible thing that you can do to help like move you through this chapter, is to be working on this stuff about yourself until you feel a flash of inspiration, and until you feel a nudge to do something, and then do that. you know, and just be, the Knight also is asking us to be like flexible, to be adaptable. Things are going to change, and you need to roll with the punches as best you can. I'm not great. I'm not great with change, especially not sudden change, especially not like a sudden change of plans. I'm autistic, and it just makes me really uncomfortable. So I can really relate. Also, for me, I'm a water sign, so this is telling myself to be flexible and adaptable and to focus on being inspired. I hate when they fucking yell at me, which is all the time. Just so you know, I'm yelling at myself when I'm yelling at you guys. It's all, yeah. I too feel like, am I doing enough? Why isn't the new chapter here? When is all of this fucking healing ever gonna fucking end? Like, have I not gotten there yet? No. The answer is always gonna be no. But what I can do is take care of myself, and in the meantime wait for those moments of inspiration, of which I had one just yesterday. I felt great, and you can tell that that's when you're supposed to make a move. So, okay, and then also we've got King of Wands here. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. All of a sudden my voice is acting up. Alright, well, we're just going to power on through because it is what it is. King of Wands here is, again, now we're talking about like how can you show up daily? What is the little things, the day-to-day stuff that you can do to help support this overall picture? And as far as the King of Wands, this is about showing up in the energy of where it is you want to be already, in the highest, like, fuller expression, the mature expression of what it is that you want. So if you're thinking in terms of like, okay, welcoming in this new chapter in my life, you know, I'm manifesting this new opportunity, this new relationship, whatever that is, King of Wands is inviting you to show up as if you have it already. How does that person, let's talk about like, it's an ideal career, ready for a career shift, and wanting to welcome in like your most aligned career and job. It's like, okay, well, what does that person, that version of you that has that job, how do they dress? How do you dress for that job? What's your schedule like? How are you planning other parts of your life to accommodate making that fit? Show up as that person. Dress for that job. King of Wands is inviting you to, it's like visualizing it, but in a tangible way, right? So you are projecting something that's not quite here yet, but that is the fastest way to align, is to get in the frequency of the thing it is that you want. So, for instance, a perfect example, again, dressing for this job, dressing like you have this job already, or you're this version of yourself already, is a really effective, I guess that's why they wanted that word earlier, is a really effective way to call that in for yourself. So I love that. Okay, and then again, Two of Cups out here at the bottom, just reminding us to do things with balance, with love, to be thoughtful about our choices. Choose represent choices. And then again, just the overall theme of this whole reading is inviting in balance, being focused on the ways that we can be more balanced. And that's not necessarily, oh, this is a great point. Okay, so they're saying it's not necessarily about like everything being even keeled, like making sure that like everything is in balance, but maybe sort of like balancing things out. So it's like, well, if things are a little wonky and you do a little bit, that still is helping. So, you know, maybe if you've been spending a lot of time at work or doing things for your business, they're just saying to invite in a little more time for play, a little more time for your spiritual hygiene. I mean, spiritual practice, I like that better. Just add a little more water all around. Oh, I love this. Great. Right under the Two of Cups. you have the Magician. You are so in control and capable of harnessing and wrangling feels like too strong a word. It's like harnessing and aligning with this new chapter that you have been calling in for quite some time. You're the Magician. You can literally make anything happen. You're doing it already. All right, let's move on. I pulled a Moonology card. That's the deck. You guys got... Oh, I haven't seen this one yet. Disseminating Moon. Time to breathe. Take time to breathe out. Well, there you go, right away. Take time to breathe. More again about, balancing things. Let's see what it says there. The intensity of the full moon has abated, and what are we left with? That's what this card is asking you. It suggests that the situation you're asking about has peaked, and it's time for you to regroup and learn from your experiences rather than blindly forging ahead. Have faith that what is happening is for the best. Try to accept the way things are now and give yourself and others time out to relax. Breathe. We can't be on all the time. If you feel like you've hit an obstacle or even failed in some way, now is the time to reflect on how to do things differently next time. Be honest with yourself if you feel bad about your current situation, and then remind yourself that life goes in cycles. Attune to the moon. I am where I am, and that's okay. Additional meanings for this card. You should know where you stand either now or very soon. You need to take some time out for your own good. It's time for you to share your wisdom and experience with someone else and avoid falling into a slump. The teaching. The disseminating moon is the first moon phase after the explosion of energy that comes with the full moon. No matter when you pick this card, it suggests that you're at a more tranquil point in the life cycle of whatever situation it is you're asking about. This is not the ideal time to start something new. The disseminating moon is the time to breathe out, give yourself some time off, and think about what has passed. Well, excellent. All right, water signs, I hope that you have found this reading helpful. If it resonates and you would like to share how it does for you, please leave a comment. You're not under any obligation to, but I am always really interested to see how the readings make sense for everybody. Also, if you're interested in a personal reading, you can book through my website, which is sealedinthestars.com. I do have readings at several different tiers, 4 different tiers, in fact, to hopefully accommodate all budgets. So yeah, if you're interested, you can book there. If you have any questions, feel free to message me first. Have a happy and safe full moon. New moon. Have a happy and safe new moon. New moon in Gemini. I just keep thinking like that really popular it's like that really popular start of the reel that everybody's been stitching where it's like, say the weird thing. I'm doing her accent terribly, but it's just like new moon in Gemini, sun, moon, and Mercury all in Gemini. We have a Mercury, the Gemini stellium now. I think, did Venus move into Gemini yet? Jupiter did. Listen, lots of steps in Gemini. There's going to be a lot of weird shit that comes up. Say the weird thing. Just talk about it. Have some fun. Alright, I guess that was a weird little bonus message on the end. Catch you guys later.